It's the second week of January. You're not shopping. You're not being reckless. You are just living. You pay for few things that feel normal. Food, fuel, a couple of family bits, a subscription you forgot you had, a quick takeaway because you are tired, a small treat because you promised yourself you would enjoy life this year. Then you check your bank app and pause. Not because it is empty, but because it's not where it should be for the middle of the month. And in that moment, you feel that familiar thing, pressure. And then you do what most people do. You start negotiating with yourself. I'll sort it out next month. I just need to be more disciplined. January is always expensive. But the truth is, most people do not need more discipline. They need a system. Because when life gets busy, motivation disappears. When the world stays expensive, wishful thinking collapses. And if you start 2026 the same way you started 2025, you're not starting a new year. You are repeating a pattern. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through a proper start of the year playbook, things to do before 2026 begins or right at the beginning, so that by the end of 2026 you are not saying I survived, you are saying I moved forward. For those new here, I'm Muzaffar Teja, qualified accountant, investment banker, and your guide to cutting through the noise of finance. On this channel, we don't just talk about money, we talk about owning your life. Think personal finance systems, self-development frameworks, wealth building mindsets, and investment strategies that actually work. If that's your vibe, hit subscribe and ring the bell. We drop game-changing content every week. Let's establish what has changed. In 2025, a lot of people were still in recovery mode. Prices had risen, and even when the headlines calmed down, day-to-day life still felt expensive. People were tired, and when people are tired, they stop planning and start reacting. But 2026 is the year where reacting becomes costly, because the world is not returning to the old normal. Costs are still high, and many households are still operating with very little spare room. Work is demanding more, and technology, especially AI, is quietly changing what counts as valuable work. Not in a dramatic Hollywood way, in a slow, practical way that affects pay, promotion, and job security. So here are the stakes. If you enter 2026 without structure, you will keep leaking money, keep feeling pressure, and keep postponing the actions that create real financial progress. If you enter 2026 with structure, you build peace first, then you build wealth. Now let's build that structure properly. Let's start in real life. You sit down on a Sunday evening, you have had a long week, you tell yourself I'll sort my money out soon, but you never do it because it feels like a big job and you are busy. What is really happening is simple. When you do not know your numbers, your brain fills the gap with anxiety. You feel pressured because you are guessing, and guessing always feels worse than knowing, even if the truth is not perfect. Why this matters now in 2026 is that the margin for error is smaller than it used to be. A £200 surprise bill can throw off the whole month if there is no plan. In 2025, people could muddle through. In 2026, muddling through costs you momentum. The common mistake is people jump straight to budgeting without first building clarity. They start cutting random things, feel restricted, then quit. The better approach is to build a money map, not a complicated spreadsheet, just 4 numbers that tell you the truth. Here are your 4 numbers. Your monthly essentials, your total debt and what they cost you monthly, your cash you can access today, and what is left after essentials, if anything. The steps you can do this week are simple. Block 45 minutes. Pull up your bank transactions and any debt statements. Write those 4 numbers on one page. That's it. And the result by the end of the year is huge. When you know your numbers, you make decisions faster. You feel calmer and you stop drifting. This is the foundation for everything else. Now that you have clarity, we need to talk about what most people confuse. The idea that a stable income automatically means you are safe. Let's bring it to real life again. You have a job, you get paid. It's not perfect, but it is stable. So you tell yourself, I'm okay. Then one thing happens. The car needs work, a family cost appear, your rent goes up, or you have a month where something unexpected hits you twice. And suddenly the stability doesn't feel stable anymore. What is really happening is this. Safety is not your salary. Safety is your ability to absorb shock without falling apart. Why this matters now is because too many people are living one surprise away from panic. In 2025, people got away with it because they were still adjusting and telling themselves it is temporary. In 2026, if you want progress, you cannot build a life that collapses under normal life events. The common mistake is people treat no crisis as a plan. They assume because nothing has happened yet, nothing will happen. The better approach is to identify your weak point early while you are calm. So here is the step you do this week. Ask ask yourself one question and answer it honestly. What is the one event that would break my month tomorrow? A 300-pound car repair, a missed week of work, a school expense, a big utility bill? Then write it down. That is your weak point. The result by the end of this year is you stop being surprised by predictable problems. You stop being reactive. You start building resilience. And once you know your weak point, the next move becomes obvious. You need a cash buffer. In plain English, you need emergency money. If this is already useful, subscribe because we do this properly every week. Imagine you wake up to a message from the garage. It's going to be £450. If you have no emergency money, that single message can ruin your week. You start shuffling payments, you start borrowing, you start stressing, you start arguing with yourself or with your partner because it feels like life is attacking you. What is really happening is that without emergency money, every normal life problem becomes a financial crisis. Why it matters now is that the world is not calm enough for you to run your life with no cushion. In 2025, people delayed this because they wanted to invest or because saving felt slow. In 2026, the aim is peace first, then growth. The common mistake is people try to save whatever is left, and what is left is usually nothing, or they try to save a huge amount and then give up. The better approach is to build the buffer in stages, like building a wall brick by brick. The steps you can do this week are straightforward. Open a separate pot or account, something you do not touch for daily spending. Start with a small automatic transfer on payday, even if it's £25 or £50. Your first target is 1 month of essentials, not 1 month of your full lifestyle, 1 month of essentials. Then you build towards 3 months over time. The result by the end of the year is you stop living in fear of small surprises. You handle problems calmly. You make better decisions at work because you are not desperate. This is real freedom. Now, once you have a buffer building, we need to stop the silent thing that destroys progress for ordinary people: expensive debt. It is payday, you feel relief, then the payment go out. Minimum payment here, interest there, and you realize the chunk of your salary is paying for the past. What is really happening is simple. Expensive debt takes money from your future before your future arrives. It keeps you stuck in a cycle where you work, get paid, and still feel behind. Why it matters now is that expensive debt is not just a money issue, it is a stress issue. And in 2026, you need mental peace to build, not just survive. Common mistake is people try to pay a little bit of everything, slowly without a clear target, or they ignore it because it feels embarrassing. The better approach is to treat it like a problem that deserves focus, not emotion. The steps you can do this week are clear. Make a list of every debt and the interest rate, then pick the most expensive one and attack that first, while paying the minimum payment on the rest. That could mean cutting one leak, selling one unused item, or temporarily pausing one lifestyle upgrade to create extra cash for the target. The result by the end of the year is you free up cash flow, and cash flow is what creates choices. When you remove expensive debt, you feel lighter, you sleep better, you make better decisions. Now that we have reduced pressure, we can move to the next step. Stop leaking money through habits that feel small but add up massively. Let's talk about a normal week. You do not plan to overspend, it just happens. A coffee here, a quick delivery there, a few little online purchases. Then you reach the end of the week and think, how did that happen? What is really happening is not that you are careless, it is that your spending has no boundaries. And modern life is designed to make spending effortless. Why it matters now is that in 2025, people could excuse it as it's been a hard year. In 2026, if you want progress, you need structure that runs even when you are tired. The common mistake is people attempt strict budget that feel like punishment. They try to cut everything, then binge spend when life gets stressful. The better approach is to protect essentials first, then give yourself a controlled amount for flexible spending so you can live without regret. The steps you can do this week are simple. Set up 2 buckets. One bucket for essentials, where bills and necessities are paid from. Another bucket for weekly spending, where you give yourself a set amount each week. When it's gone, you stop. Not because you are deprived, but because you are disciplined about your future. The result by the end of the year is you stop feeling guilty about money. You spend with intention, you save without suffering. Now, once you stop leaking money, the next lever becomes obvious. Increasing what comes in. Because saving alone has a ceiling, income growth changes the game. You work hard, you are reliable, but your pay does not move much, or it moves slowly, and you start to feel that frustration. I'm doing everything right, so why I'm not getting ahead? What is is really happening is that pay follows value and value follows skill that the market pays for. Why this matters now is that in 2026, employers and markets reward output and problem solving more than effort. Effort matters, but effort without marketable skills does not always translate into money. The common mistake is people try to learn everything, get overwhelmed and quit. Or they say, I'll learn when I have time, which is the same as never. The better approach is to pick one skill and go deep for 90 days. The steps you can do this week are to choose one lane: communication and confidence, sales and negotiation, data and reporting, project management, presentation skills, even learning to use AI tools to remove admin work and produce better work faster. Pick one, then schedule 2 learning blocks a week and apply it immediately in your job or side work. Save proof of your output. Proof is what increases your negotiating power. The result by the end of the year is not just knowledge, it is leverage. You become harder to replace and easier to promote. And once you have a skill lane, the next step is to reduce dependency on a single income. Not to hustle yourself to death, but to create breathing room. Let's make it real. When your entire life depends on one paycheck, you feel pressure even when you are fine. You tolerate things you should not tolerate. You delay decisions you should make. You stay stuck because the risk of change feels too high. What is really happening is dependency creates fear and fear creates poor decisions. Why it matters now is that 2026 rewards people who have options. Not 10 options, one extra option. The common mistake is people think side income means working every evening until they burn out, so they never start. The better approach is to build something small and stable that covers one bill, then two, then grows. The steps you can do this week are to choose a simple path that matches your skill. If you are good at admin, offer a service to small businesses. If you are good at design, editing, fitness, tutoring, bookkeeping, resume writing, whatever it is, package it clearly. Start with one client or one small product. The aim is not to become rich in a month. The aim is to create breathing room. The result by the end of the year is confidence. When you have an extra stream, you negotiate differently, you plan differently, and you stop living in fear of one bad month. Now that you have protection, control, and growth in motion, the final move is what turns progress into wealth over time: consistent investing. Some people avoid investing because it feels complicated. Other people invest like it is gambling. Both groups end up disappointed. What is really happening is wealth is built through consistency, not excitement. Why it matters now is that relying only on your salary is risky when life stays expensive. Investing is the tool that lets your money grow while you are living your life. The common mistake is people wait for the perfect time, or they invest only when they feel confident, which usually means late. And then when markets move, they panic. The better approach is to automate investing so emotions do not run the show. The steps you can do this week are simple. Set a small amount that goes out automatically each month. Make it boring on purpose. The amount can grow later. The habit is what matters first. The result by the end of the year is momentum. You will not feel rich overnight, but you will feel stronger. And strength is what wealth is built on. Here is your action for the next 24 hours. Sit down and write your 4 numbers for the money map. Essentials, debts, cash you can access today, and what is left after essentials. That one page will change your year if you take it seriously. If this video helped, hit subscribe and ring the bell. This is Mr. Financial Mindset. I'm Muzaffar Teja, reminding you structure beats motivation, especially when life gets expensive. I'll see you in the next one.